CritiCarter here with my video response review of MarsAttacks for the CTFxCinema Club. It's been a while since I saw this one, but I remember enjoying it quite a bit at the time, even though it's a little silly. It's one of those rare Tim Burton films that you can't really tell is a Tim Burton film. You know, everything's not black and white or checkerboard and things like that. You know, it doesn't have goth dripping down from the sides. It also doesn't have a lot of the same actors that Tim Burton's known for working with. You know, Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter, though he hadn't teamed up with her until 5 years later. Those kind of people that you're used to seeing in his movies. It's also very different from pretty much anything else I really remember being around back then. I mean, you got Jack Nicholson in it playing the president and a nasty real estate dealer. Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, Sarah Jessica Parker, you know, just a bunch of random scattered talent. And in the middle of all them, you got Tom Jones. You know, Tom Jones. Who doesn't love Tom Jones, you know? Not unusual to be loved by anyone. Because the movie's set in Vegas for most of it. There's Vegas, and there's Kansas, and there's DC. You know, when the Martians aren't running around killing everybody in the government, they're destroying Las Vegas, because those are pretty much the only two important places in the United States. Who knew, right? So it's all, you know. The fact that Tim Burton was able to keep that from just making everyone want to stab their eardrums out for the entire duration of the movie, that's impressive on its own. But on top of that, this was actually one of his first adaptations, and it was adapted from a series of trading cards back in the 60s. And you know, some people might remember the Garbage Pail Kids from the 1980s and how terrible their movie was. So the fact that he was able to take something with relatively no storyline whatsoever and just take the visual aspect of it and add a story and be at least moderately accepted is another feat in itself. Kind of a weird film. There's a couple young talents in it from before they were big. The main teenager guy who ends up saving the day is Lucas Haas, who a lot of you probably saw in Inception last year when it came out. And if you're really good, Brick back in 2005. Fantastic movie. Highly recommend that. If you're not a fan of the Tim Burton style but can still appreciate an offbeat story here and there, I would recommend this movie. It's for you.